Hi, I'm Rhonda House, and I want to this video is going to be about my InteleTravel review. I have been with InteleTravel since 2018. I previously had worked for another another host agency. I've worked for Book It. I worked for, which was similar to Booking. I don't know. Don't get me started because I was third party. I worked for Royal Caribbean, just different things. I've been in the travel game a long time. And when I first started with InteleTravel, my only thing I was booking was for myself, me and my husband and my family. And I stayed gone. Whereas before, when I was with this other host agency, they say they didn't have quotas, but they kicked me out after a year, after 12 months. Because I was only booking for myself. I wasn't making them really hardly any money. I was paying my monthly fee, but I really wasn't making them any money. And so, yeah, they kicked me out after about a year. And so I got into InteleTravel because one day I was on Facebook and this girl had talked about who wanted to become a Disney travel agent. And I was like, oh, yeah, I want. And then she was like a travel agent and not working for these other people and, these other companies. And I could actually, and it would be my business to run the way that I wanted to, whether I wanted to book for somebody or not. So that's how I got into InteleTravel. Yes, InteleTravel, we are huge. We have over 127,000 agents. We do. But that's a minuscule number compared to how many millions and billions of people there are in this world. Okay. I like InteleTravel because we are big. We have preferred relationships with a lot of the providers that I like to use. Just quite simple. That's it. A lot of times if I have to call a tour operator, whether it's like, let's say Delta Vacations or American Vacations or, Carnival or Royal or whoever I have to call. And they're like, okay, they need our IATA number, which is like your identifier for people who are not in the business, our agency identifier. And I give it to them and I say, yes, I'm with InteleTravel. Oh, we know you about some business. It's just the vibe I get. I've never had a problem. In fact, they're like, okay, what can I do for you? What do you need? Blah, blah, blah. Because we book so much. And that's one of the reasons why we're hated. We're hated. You see it on, I know you've seen it online. Oh yeah. No, don't mess with InteleTravel. InteleTravel this, InteleTravel that. First of all, let me just say this. One thing that I love about InteleTravel is so many different people who are successful. There's people who look like me. There's people who there's white people. There's black people. There's Asian people. There's Hispanic people. There's everybody. There's no discrimination. I don't have a glass ceiling because I'm not competing with anyone but myself. You can book as much as you want to or don't book as much as you want to. If I don't book anything this month, okay. If I don't have anybody traveling, okay. It's no big deal. I like knowing that I run my business the way I want to run it. I stay within my guidelines and everything. Don't get me wrong. But I like that I don't have nobody over my back talking about, oh, your sales is down this month. Okay. Everybody has gaps. If you've ever been in sales before, you have gaps sometimes where there just may not be nothing going on that month. It's not that you haven't put in the work. You may have travelers going next month. Or you may have travelers that just completed travel last month, whatever. But so there's no biggie about that. Another thing I love about InteleTravel is all of the training. When I tell you, travel can be overwhelming. And, this is why I always suggest that you specialize. You pick a lane. Because you can't know everything about all aspects of travel. You can't say, I'm going to be an Africa specialist. Africa. You doing safaris? Are you doing South Africa? What country are you doing in Africa? I'm gonna be a safari specialist, and then I'm gonna become a Jamaica specialist, and then I'm gonna be a specialist in river cruising in Europe. You can do all of that. More power to you if that's what you want to do. That's just too much for me. My brain can't. I can't handle all that. So I like that whatever I decided to specialize in, they have the training. They have the training and they have the relationships. Period. At any time of the day or night, I can pull up we've got an app that has all the training. I can do it whether it's day, night, wherever I'm at. I can do some training. I can follow up with my business on my phone. Also, I can see my commissions. I can plan everything. But the main thing is the education. And so like when I said when I first got in, I did my first cruise in probably 18 or 19. And I'm telling you, honey, once I did that first cruise, man, I was gold with Carnival within like 12 months, 18 months. I love the cruise. So I've taken all of Carnival's training. I've graduated from Carnival's training. Okay. I like Virgin. I like Virgin Voyages. I've taken their training. You see what I'm saying? So therefore, when I am speaking to a customer, whether I'm speaking to a customer about a trip or it's for my personal own trip, I've got the knowledge because I've got the training. It's there. It's available at my fingertips. There's no gatekeeping. You can learn about whatever you want to, and you can pivot whenever you want to and do something different. Like when you're in, let's say, real estate, for instance, a lot of times it's hard for you to go from, if you're selling middle of the road properties, right? And then you say, I want to get into luxury. Sometimes it's harder to get into that luxury market. There's nothing to stop you here. All the education is there. And I mean, when I tell you there's a lot, even to the point where you want to learn about you can take a supplier's education. Let's say you really want to, like you go into the Hyatt Inclusive Collection and you're learning all about Hyatt. I did, because I do a lot of destination weddings. I didn't really get it. That wasn't my thing. It wasn't my thing at first. But now that I've done it and I love it and I have more and more people coming to me for that, I took that training. That doesn't take away from my Carnival training. You understand what I'm saying? And again, I didn't pay no money for all of this. Don't y'all be out here thinking you got to pay $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 to get this travel agent training. If you don't stop, no, listen. If that's what you want to do, I'm cool. I'm cool with that. All I'm telling you is you don't have to do that, because we have so much training, and you can get those same certifications. You can be CLIA certified. Cruise Line International Association. You can, and then all about all facets of cruising if that's your thing. But if you're like me, you're doing more destination weddings and you doing them at Hyatt, you can do the Hyatt Inclusive Collection. You can do that training. Delta has its training. Every one of these suppliers has specialized training. On top of, we teach you how to sell. We have AI built in to do social media posts for you, to make the social media. So there's no reason why you can fit this in to what you're already doing, because so much of it is already done for you. And I just love that about InteleTravel. Another thing, they real people at InteleTravel. I can't tell you how many events I have been to where I'm there, we're there checking in, whether it's on a cruise ship, whether it's at a resort, whatever. Whether it's our own, InteleTravel's own function or an industry function. And you just stand in line and Mr. Ferreira is standing in line with you because he still books his own travel. the president, he books his own travel. He check in just like you do. He put his pants on one leg at a time just like you do. And then you sit there and have a conversation. He invites you. Hey, follow me on Facebook. Send me a friend request. Follow me on Facebook. Follow me on Instagram. Send me a friend request. Whatever. Real people. Because I'm telling you, with some of these other places I've been, I ain't never, ever met, talked to, seen the head honchos and everything. It's just different. People can say bad stuff all they want to about InteleTravel, but I have enjoyed it. I ain't going nowhere no time soon. I like the name recognition. I like the bigness, and I like that that's what they're all about, is travel. That's what it's all about. Again, you can check out the links below to get more information about InteleTravel and working with me and my team. You can visit myteamgetpaid.com and make sure you use my sponsor code RHONDA, RHONDA, HOWSE, HOWSE. That's all one word. Thank you, and as always, have a blessed day.